Chelsea have been told that Eberechi Eze has a minimum £60 million release clause in his Crystal Palace contract, as the Blues try to beat Manchester United to his signature. The total fee, if the clause is triggered, could apparently rise to £68 million with add-ons. The reported clause means Palace would be unable to hold out for more, which could entice other clubs to consider a move. Chelsea have been hotly linked with Eze, who has made the final England squad for Euro 2024, as have United. The Daily Mail also says that Tottenham are taking a keen interest. Three Lions boss Gareth Southgate says he will not prevent players from discussing transfer matters during the European Championships in Germany, although such talks are typically staggered due to the tournament. Eze, 25, scored 11 times and provided 6 assists in 31 matches last season. None of the clubs purportedly interested in his signature can offer Champions League football, with United and Spurs both in the Europa League, and Chelsea set for the Europa Conference League. However, the winger is nevertheless expected to move on this summer, with bigger wages on offer at clubs that are able to offer him his break in European competition. Meanwhile, Chelsea have confirmed their first signing under new manager Enzo Maresca. Tosin Adarabioyo joins on a free transfer from Fulham once his contract expires at the end of this month. The centre-back comes in following the exit of stalwart Thiago Silva, with Trevoh Chalobah's future still unclear. Manchester City Academy product Adarabioyo's arrival has no direct impact on a decision over Chalobah's future, but it is understood that the Blues are willing to consider offers for the defender. He is one of a handful of Cobham youth graduates who could be let go for the sake of profit income amid Premier League profit and sustainability rules. It is thought that Chelsea are close to spending limits and may need to offload assets in order to avoid a penalty. Chelsea are already believed to be admirers of Eze, but a positive Euro 2024 will undoubtedly draw even more eyes towards the wide man. Any interested party will be forced to fork out a sizable fee. According to the Daily Mail, the Palace contract Eze signed last November includes a £60 million release clause, but any potential buyer will also need to commit to approximately £8 million in add-ons, bringing the total package to a dizzying £68 million. Sporting Clube de Portugal star Victor Gyökeres is the name on everyone's lips ahead of the summer transfer window. The 25-year-old has been linked with a move to the Premier League. Despite joining the Portuguese Giants last summer, he has enjoyed a remarkable debut campaign in Liga Portugal, registering a combined 51 goals and assists in 43 games. Arsenal and Chelsea have been the clubs to be credited with an interest, with the Gunners said to have regularly tracked the Sweden international along with central defender Ousmane Diomande. As a move to the English top flight could be on the cards for Gyökeres this summer. Football. London has spoken to record journalist David Novo, who shared a fascinating insight into the forward. I immediately noticed his physical attributes. He's extremely strong and fast. His qualities allows him to have an advantage in many duels, whether that's progressing with the ball or when he's dropping deep to combine with his teammates. It is very difficult for other players to stop him one-on-one, which makes him a very dangerous player in the moves he creates for himself and the team when they give him space for these actions, especially when he moves from the left to the center, but also from the right. At the same time, he is also a player who knows how to move around the penalty area. I wouldn't say it is much of a weakness, but there were times where he insisted on individual play because that is his quality. He is an explosive player and uses his speed to go all out on the opposition. But sometimes his hunger to do it himself impacts his decision-making. What problems does he create for defenders? Because of his stature, he causes a lot of problems on the pitch. Due to being a very dangerous player, he has become the focus of all opposition. Does his characteristics suit the Premier League? Undoubtedly, they fit the Premier League. Naturally, not all teams play in the same way, but he is clearly a player with attributes for the English League. It's interesting because have the English clubs only noticed Gyökeres because he's having a sensational season, or did they already know him from Coventry City, but didn't think he was that good? It could be both, because clubs can't buy all the players and because in truth, this season has been remarkable for him. Out of all the three clubs, I think Chelsea are the ones that would benefit more from this signing, as they need a striker and I believe he would fit in the squad like a glove. But I've seen Chelsea are also interested in Osimhen, so Gyökeres' future may not be at Chelsea. West Ham United midfielder Edson Alvarez has revealed that he was on the brink of signing for Chelsea. The Mexican international, who made his move to West Ham from Ajax last summer in a deal worth £35 million, revealed that he had a plane ready to whisk him away to sign the contract. However, a last-minute change of heart by his former club put a stop to it. In a candid chat with Caliente TV, the 26-year-old, who has stepped into Declan Rice's shoes in the West Ham midfield, shared, "In year 3, at Ajax, I had to go to Chelsea, the plane was waiting for me at the airport. Then Ajax told me, you know what, you're not going. Whether people believe it or not, it doesn't make any difference to me. I'm the one who is here and the one who is living it. I was an hour away from getting on the plane and going to sign for Chelsea. Ajax told me, you're not going. So, you're not leaving, what do you do? There's no way you're leaving. Alvarez has been a revelation in the heart of West Ham's midfield, clocking up 42 appearances in 2023-24. Despite missing out on Alvarez, Chelsea have not held back in revamping their midfield over the past 18 months. Enzo Fernandez and Moses Caicedo both came with price tags exceeding £100 million, while they also splashed out significantly on Romeo Lavia, Leslie Ugochukwu, Carney Chukwuemeka and Cesare Casade. The player himself has now opened up on his potential transfer to Stamford Bridge and says the move was so close a plane was waiting at the airport to take him to London. Actually, in year 3, at Ajax, I had to go to Chelsea, the plane was waiting for me at the airport, Alvarez told Fox Sports. When Ajax told me, you know what, you're not going. Whether people believe it or not, it doesn't make any difference to me. I'm the one who is here and the one who is living it. I was an hour away from getting on the plane and going to sign for Chelsea and Ajax told me, you're not going. So, you're not leaving, what do you do? There's no way you're leaving. While Alvarez missed out on a Premier League move in 2022, he arrived in the English top flight a year later, joining Chelsea's London rivals West Ham for £35 million. The Mexican has been a key member of David Moyes' squad this season, making 35 appearances in all competitions and helping West Ham climb to 7th in the Premier League and reach the latter stages of the Europa League. Things are hotting up with the opening of the transfer window approaching, and Fabrizio Romano has provided an update on one of Chelsea's main targets. It's been a busy close season for the Blues with the departure of Mauricio Pochettino last month and subsequent appointment of Enzo Maresca as their new head coach on a 5-year deal. Chelsea are set to be busy again in the market, and have already made their first signing with centre-back Tosin Adarabioyo, joining on a free transfer from neighbours Fulham. The Blues have been linked with bringing in a goalkeeper, left-back and another centre-back depending on what happens with Trevoh Chalobah, but arguably most important of all is a striker. Chelsea are looking for a regular source of goals and a forward who can complement and compete with Nicholas Jackson. The club have held a long-term interest in Napoli's Victor Osimhen, but have decided against a deal due to the cost and concerns over whether he fits their style of play. It appears their main target is RB Leipzig's Benjamin Sesko, who has a reported release clause of £55 million, but the 21-year-old is a man in demand. Sesko is not only wanted by the Blues, but is also a target for Manchester United and Arsenal, and Romano has now shared his views on the transfer saga, and kept it brief. I expect Benjamin Sesko to make his decision very soon, he told the United Stand. Sesko finished the season strongly for Leipzig and scored 14 goals in 31 Bundesliga appearances in his first season at the club following his move from RB Salzburg last summer. The striker is currently preparing for Euro 2024 with Slovenia, where he will come up against England and Serbia in the group stage, and could face off against some of his potential new teammates if he decides to join Chelsea.